So, last we left off, you got the party for Meredith, Whitewater, was just winding down. But two people had excused themselves earlier from the room. Sir Elemen Luna Spirit, uh, driven off by his family being critical of his complaints about Galahadrin's behavior, had excused himself early. And then Alina, shortly after seeing him leave, had a bit of a spell as well and excused herself from the other end of the table. Alina, as you leave the kitchen area and you go into the central courtyard, you see that Sir Elemen is standing on the path, looking over to some of the hedges that are in the middle of this beautiful flower display that's in the courtyard, with a sort of central statue of a large horse with a rider with his spear and shield raised. An Elemen is staring off into one of the hedges. He takes out a pipe and just slowly lights it and takes a huff. And as you follow his eyes, you see dirt buried just up to his shoulders in torn up rose bushes, just making a mess of everything. And Element is just watching him passively, smoking on this pipe.
Frickin' dirt. She laughs, kind of softly to herself, because she has not known dirt for very long, but this seems like a very dirt action. And she'll come around, and as she approaches, she'll be like, Sir Elemen.
This mongrel part of your party as well? I tried to introduce myself and ask what it was doing, but it doesn't seem to be able to talk.
Yes, unfortunately, this is our companion. Their name is Dirt, I believe.
Oh, well, of course it is. Just takes a puff, not even looking at you, just looking at the dog, just like.
I had a question for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, you were.
Okay.
What was your name again, Miss Alina?
It's Sir Alina, yes.
Sir Alina. Alina. Sorry, I didn't remember the last name. Catalia. Never heard of that family name before.
Oh, it's not much of a family.
And yet, sir, what group are you a knighthood? Are you in knighthood too?
Well, I just graduated the academy with Abel, and I've gotten several offers. One for the royal, to work as a royal knight for the royals, and then one to work with. What is Rowan's last name again? I have already forgotten.
Elenthe.
For the Elenthe family, I haven't decided which I.
And yet, you're here. And he turns to look at you for the first time now. He's like, you are here in my nephew's house as his guest to my niece's birthday. Why is that?
Well, Abel has been my friend for the past 4 years, and I was taking a tour of the outposts, and I wanted to see what I was defending. I don't like to defend things without fully understanding what it is I'm fighting for.
He sort of smirks and is like, well, you're not defending much.
I noticed. And she gives a polite cough and, covers her and she's like, but I ran into Abel, and we ran into trouble, and...
As Abel does. I'm sure you're aware.
And we are solving a great mystery, or maybe not so great mystery. A devious mystery.
Well, how exciting.
He told us that he had to be back for the party, and we said you shouldn't miss it, and so we are here.
Well, at least you're mindful of your manners, he says as Dirt just pokes his head up and just coughs and sneezes into the bushes and then goes back to dig up the roots a bit more.
I do not think I would have survived very long at the academy if I had no manners.
Well, Abel survived for quite a while there. It's not necessarily a difficult trial nowadays.
Well, you should be kinder to him. He is an exceptional student.
Oh, I am kind to him. There's nothing about him that I feel the need to be mean-spirited or harsh towards. He is what he is. There's no more or less that he's going to be no matter what I do.
I think I understand that. Maybe not about him, but...
And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like you're wearing one of Isabella's dresses.
She shifts and looks down. She goes, yes, I was told that my parade uniform was not proper for a setting like this.
Well, it's good to see the boys moving on at last. God knows he needs to have. Did you know Isabella?
I did not.
Shame.
I've heard many stories of her.
I bet. She was competent. What a loss. Oh well.
I understand that feeling. I'm also missing a sibling.
So, you said you had a question for me?
I did. There was something I wanted to ask you, and it might be impertinent, but I have...
Oh, please, I have plenty of time.
When I walked in, you and I locked eyes, and you had almost a flicker of recognized, like, it looked like you recognized me, and I don't think we've met before. And I was curious.
Looks over at you. It's like, I can honestly say that I have never seen you before in my life.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Yeah, your previous one was a 6, so...
Listen, I'm not very good at the thinking.
Yeah.
That's better than a 6.
Yeah. You look at him. He's hard to read. He's dispassionately watching this dog. He doesn't really give you much, like, mind besides, like, you're here talking to him and this... The most you get is he has a sense that he doesn't want to be here, so he might as well be talking to you.
That's fair. She goes... Did you...
Why would you think that I would recognize you? It's a curious thing. Have you been in the South much?
No. No, I don't think I have. But I keep getting this weird sense of, we'll call it deja vu. And I know that you have lived for quite a while. You've seen many things.
I have.
And I wanted to ask you about King Owen, if you have a moment.
King Owen sort of looks at you and chuckles. It's like, how old do you think I am?
Well, maybe it's not just about King Owen. I keep having this inkling that I'm missing something.
I'm getting that impression as well.
Maybe a screw. She
Maybe this
taps
dog
her head.
can find it for you. Like, Dirt looks up, looks over at you, and goes back to digging.
She leans forward, like conspiratorially, and she's like, "Between you and I think that dog's missing more screws than I am."
Well, hopefully you find someone. Tell you the truth, I always thought those roses were hideous, but My nephew insists that this is the proper style of the moment for whatever bloody-minded reason. There's no good taste these days. I'm old enough to tell you that. But no, Miss Catalia, I do not have any idea who you are. I've never seen you before. I'm sure you were quite mistaken. Apologies.
No, I appreciate your honesty. It's refreshing. And she sort of thinks for a moment.
Now, if I've answered one of your questions, if you'd asked one of mine,
Absolutely.
that wood elf boy who you were here with, what can you tell me of him? What was his name again?
Prince Gala
No,
Podrick
no, not
or
not the oaf, the other one, the blonde one, the
oh,
bumpkin.
Phelan.
Yes, Phelan. Phelan. Where is he from? How long have you been traveling with him?
Well, I told you that we ran into some trouble over in one of the towns that Abel's family looks out for. And he was also walking into town around the same time. We bumped into each other. He helped us out. We solved the problem, and he sort of joined us.
Curious. Is he a wizard?
I don't think so. Not any wizardry that I
I
know.
don't think so. Then how did he get those clothes, I wonder? It's a curious little talent there. Would imagine it would be some form of wizardry, but it's not one I've come across in my years.
I'm trying to think. Have I seen? Cause I've seen him fight now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen him think clothes into existence.
Yeah.
Can I make the assumption that it comes from his brain? It
You
is.
can make an Arcana check. You have not trained in magic in any way, shape, or
No.
form. So,
Magic and I do not get along. 13 again.
it's some kind of it's obviously he's not making them naturally. Like it's some kind of magic, but you have no idea. You've never spoken to him about it.
Fair enough. He's a weird man, but I quite like his company. He's very direct when
That's
he
a
wants
good
to be.
trait. It's one that I appreciate. You don't find that much nowadays, especially in these Bosmarans. We've fallen so far. So far. Well, I believe that I grow tired of this evening. I believe I will be returning to my tower. Let your friend know that if he wishes to have a conversation in a less pretentious setting, to have you and my nephew bring him by. I would not mind to have a chat. I've never seen that spell before. I'd be interested in knowing how he did it. It's a cute little parlor trick.
So would he.
Absolutely.
If there's nothing else, Miss Catalia, I believe I'll be on my way.
Of course. Have a wonderful night, sir. And she dips
I-
into a deep curtsy.
I will. You as well, and I would recommend removing evidence that your dog caused this mess before my niece finds out what you did to her roses.
Well, roses are blasé anyways, so. But I will.
And he heads off.
She's going to wander up and because it is the moon out from the lighting. It looks like it, but I can't.
So there's 3 moons.
Oh.
Currently there are 2 of the moons are waxing. Actually, 2 of the moons are waxing, 1 of the moons are waning. So there's an ample amount of light. So yeah, and it's a clear day. Yeah, you can clear night. You can see the 3 moons just in various half forms under the sky. None of them are full. None of them are new. So casting their red, blue, and green glows, sort of mix into some form of solid white light.
Is this door over here a way out? Are there more gardens, or is this just like?
This is like the central garden, and then there's other rooms around. You've never been here before, so you don't
That's
know.
fair.
You know, you were led upstairs to some living chambers, and that's where you got dressed, and then you were led immediately back down here. So.
I'm gonna call for Dirt. Um, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a servant to find A, to clean up the Rose's mess, and B, to find a place that I can walk Dirt, where he will no longer terrorize the
Okay, yeah.
Roses.
Yeah, Vic Sunmeadow comes out and it's like, oh, well, oh, that's a mess. Oh, no. Oh, the lady is going to be so upset.
Or we could fix it and not tell the lady.
I don't think I can fix that. That hole's bigger than me. You could bury me in that. Says this little,
Well,
like,
let's hope.
halfling teenager. It's
Let's
like,
hope she doesn't do that. I can help if you want me to go get changed. I can.
oh, I would appreciate a mix, but I don't think there's any salvaging. He tore one of the bushes just right apart. That's in pieces. Unless you're like a druid or something with some wizardry.
I do know someone who's good with plants.
Oh, please bring him. Please bring him. I don't want whatever's happening here. Oh, boy.
I'm gonna go
And,
pop.
yeah.
I would pop my head in for Galahad.
Okay. Party's winding down. Galahad, you can see Alina, like, lean ahead through a door and call for you.
Galahadron exits whatever conversation he's in and goes up to Eilina. What ho?
Can you help with
what you call her?
Wow.
What
was
that?
She just points at the mangled rose bush.
Mangled is a weak word.
Oh, let's see. Well, first Galahadron probably tries to listen for a pulse. Breath. There you go.
Of the roses? Go ahead and make a nature check. I don't know.
Just initially. It's just worth a try right before you start.
Oh, these roses are dead.
Alright, let's see. Like completely dead? Completely dead.
So there's two parts to these. One, most of the plant life that you've encountered in this world has been, to you, rather dead. Or unlively, so to speak. So there's those. Like, they don't really have as much vibrance and, like, personality as you're used to. On top of that, they are torn to shreds. Like, the roots are torn up, the branches are torn apart, the flowers are scattered. Like, they have been torn into, like, thousands of pieces.
Yeah, on the material plane, plants do not count as creatures.
No.
Does make lay on hands harder.
Yes.
Well, Galahadron wants to solve the problem. So he and me are both thinking really hard about this.
Alright, so as you're thinking, Phelan, you see the last of your companions sort of leave out the door. Are you excusing yourself as well?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so they're thinking, Phelan, you come up into the courtyard. You see the destruction of the roses. You have shut the door in your own face.
Oh, that's what I did. Okay. I didn't know I could shut the door.
Yep.
Oh, Phelan.
What happened to the roses?
Points at Dirt.
Dirt's just still chewing on like a big clump of roots, just like.
Don't know why I bothered to ask.
Oh, Sir, Elliman, wanted to ask you about your magic. I tried to tell him as little as possible.
I appreciate it.
But he said if you want to talk to him in a less, and she uses air quotes here, less pretentious setting, to go see him.
Decent enough. I will need a refresher on who Sir Elliman is.
He's the rather rude old elf man.
He hates
I don't know how much
goblins.
time you've spent around elves. It's not the most uncommon trait.
There was only one other like full-blooded elf in this place, and he was a much older high elf gentleman.
Got it.
So like an imperial elf, not one of the elves from like your homeland, but like an old imperial lineage.
Gotcha. Okay. If we have time, I will meet with him.
Galahadron would like to channel divinity on the surrounding, more living roses. I would like to demand that the roses fill in the gap. I would demand that they flourish.
Okay, what
Be
aspects
better.
of your channel divinity are you using?
Specifically, your custom ability includes plants.
Okay.
And it says that they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Oh, it's dark out. Hold on. Oh,
You rise with the sun.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Also, say that's the law of hospitality. That is like
I know. I really want these plants to work.
you can't. You would force them to grow themselves to replace the. They would need you. Even you feel it's like these things would need a boost to grow in if they could.
Right. Does Galahadron understand what these like dormant plants? He doesn't understand biology, right? Like he can't just
Not
go
really.
get some fish and throw it in
Biology
the
is also
hole
completely different in this
here.
place.
I don't think he'd even understand how to start. Galahadron starts putting them back in the hole. Okay, he's just gonna look. He wants to fix the problem. He's gonna do his best to structurally try and stick them back in the hole. All right.
The biggest part of the rose bushes that is like that you could probably stick back. Dirt is currently using as a chew toy.
Galahadron starts putting in stepping stones instead.
In where the rose bushes were?
Yeah,
where are you getting the stepping stones from?
Finding them. I'm very good at finding rocks. I'm an adventurer. I'm good at finding rocks.
Okay, do an investigation check.
Raylan, you created your clothes, right?
I don't believe I can create life.
Why are there no rocks here?
It's a
Rocks?
paved, very tidy, neat area. There are no rocks out of place.
Galahadron's digging in the ground for rocks.
Dirt starts digging with you.
I could temporarily create rocks.
What if we move the Just put...
Abel, as you are searching for where the rest of your companions got off to, you and Marrow also find your way back to the courtyard, and you see this meeting of the minds. Yeah.
Meeting of the minds.
What in Belmar's Forge happened here?
You see Galahadron and Dirt just digging in the ground, just next to another massive hole.
Galahadron, is this how princes conduct themselves in your realm?
Galahadron, I guess covered in dirt, kind of stops for a second, and he says, I must solve the rosebush problem. And he keeps digging.
What exactly is this?
Why are there no rocks here? We can't. The roses. Look at them. He points. We gotta put something there. Maybe some artful stones, some just nice river rocks. Why are there no rocks?
I mean, we do have a river nearby. You could go and look for rocks there and bring them. But I think this is really best left to the gardeners to solve.
Oh no, please, sir! I don't want this blamed on me.
We're going to have to find a new. We're gonna have to find a new plant out there somewhere and put it here. Maybe one that actually. Yes, we'll find a new plant.
I think
Galahadron's gonna go find a new plant to go dig up.
I think Alina just starts to laugh.
Find a plant.
And I don't think she can stop.
Marrow doesn't see the problem with it.
Why are there no plants?
Like, there were no holes here before. Now you have a hole. What's the problem?
I like how
Where are the exits? Oh, this is inside again. Hold on. I'm going to get one.
Sir, I don't know. This other dog, the smaller one that's got the weird like shimmery thing with. I don't know what's going on there, but it just destroyed this. It's Lady Whitewater's rose bushes, sir.
Oh,
I know.
Master Abel, please.
Marrow comes to Dirt's defense. It's just like, if She likes dogs so much. And surely she can't be upset when animals do what animals do.
Oh,
I'm
Lady
sure she
Meredith
will
loves
be.
dogs. She'd be more of an accommodating, but it's Lady Anya that I'm worried
Oh,
about.
okay.
She's a lady in house.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
My
fair.
bad. My bad.
Look, what if we just move a little bit of all the other rose bushes into that hole so they're more evenly spaced?
Abel, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How gossipy is your family?
Oh, extremely.
Did
What if
you
we
have that dinner with us?
That is true. I was there, sort of. Uh, what if we just started a rumor that poppies are in fashion at Norest?
You don't want roses anyway. It's all about fucking tulips these days.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Galahadrian starts
That's
throwing
what I've been
seeds.
hearing.
What a wonderful idea! He starts throwing seeds.
No.
Where did you get the seeds?
Throwing them.
Where did you get them?
Where
What kind
are
of
these
seeds are
pocket
those?
seeds?
I am covered in plants.
Seeds.
You can
Are
see that.
you looking at the guy? He's got a flower crown.
Oh,
They're
oh,
everywhere.
Master Abel, Master, I don't know. My father spent so long working on these. He's gonna get in trouble if there's just random flowers sprouting. Things need to be in their place, sir. You know how your aunt is.
I'm watering them with my water skin. I do own that.
Please, leave the
Oh,
gardening
no.
to the gardener.
Oh no.
Mara,
Master Vic,
Yes.
who is your nosiest servant? Who is the nosiest servant in this castle? We're
Oh, that'd
starting
be
a
me.
rumor.
What kind of question is that,
Come on.
Master Abel?
Let's
I
be real.
don't want any of us to get in trouble for this. Please, control your guess.
I wasn't gonna say blame her. Oh my gosh.
I don't.
We're starting a rumor, Vic.
let's
Get on the level.
Let's do damage control first, okay? So, is there a place where Marrow could take dirt to go and dig to their heart's content?
All the kennels, definitely. Like
What are the chances that a healing potion works on a bush?
Yeah, the kennels is your cousin's territory. Your aunt and uncle have given up trying to contain whatever she does to it.
Okay. Vic, would you mind showing Marrow to the kennels where dirt can dig and not disturb anyone? And then,
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes.
Marrow, would you please take dirt and he can dig. We're not saying he can't dig. We just want him to dig in a good spot, you know, like a real good spot.
Oh, yeah, and we'll get you. Are you full? Did you have enough to eat at the dinner? We can get you some more food. Master Marrow?
Hold on.
Don't give me that look, Master Marrow. I'm not delicious myself. I'm not offering myself as food. Please don't. Like, this is a teenage halfling who probably comes up to, like, your snout at best. You can certainly try.
Hello? Okay,
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I muted my headset. I didn't want to unmute.
Yep.
Murrow's just like, well, I think this is a perfectly good place to dig, but she'll take the hint this one time.
Okay, yes, come with me. We'll yeah, Mr. Master Dirt as well. Does he talk? He hasn't
No.
talked yet. Okay,
Not to you.
okay. No, that's fine. He doesn't need to talk. Can he understand me?
Kind of classist.
Debatable.
Okay. If you could ask him to follow me, and I'll take you to the kennels.
Oh, is Mara not going with him?
Well, both of you. He's leading both of you to the kennels.
Yeah,
That's his
Dirk's
understanding.
Dirk's gonna follow Marrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's asking you to ask Marrow to come and follow him. Okay, so the three of you go off. We'll resolve that in a bit. I don't have a map for the kennels, but we'll resolve that sort of on its own. Okay, so they take off. You're left there. Galahadrian is giving a pep talk to the roses. The roses can't understand him.
What? I am in charge.
Alright, so I don't suppose any of you have magic powers related to plant growth. Would that be too much
No.
to ask? Okay. The only thing I can think of is the staff. which feels like an extremely bad idea to plant right here. So
I-
I'm not going to do that.
What is the staff?
The staff we got off of what's his name? The goblin.
Father, yeah, the corrupted staff that was infesting people with growth.
Yes, super bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't suppose a potion of healing would heal a bush.
That was his name, Falcon.
Falcon, yeah. A potion, no. As far as you're aware, potions work on, like, living creatures, not plants.
I mean, plants are living. Granted, they're not creatures.
But not creatures.
Some of them are, just not rose bushes.
Some of
generally.
them, just not these. Yeah.
Well, none of us have magic.
How big of an area was destroyed?
Like,
Put a circle.
probably like a 5 square foot section. Like, one whole rose bush, like the trunk and roots and stuff, is completely gone. Like, there is a gap.
Okay. And it's like oh, was that where you're poking over here? Is there just a big gap?
Like that. Like, there you go.
Oh, that's a 10 foot by 10 foot section.
You said
Um,
that.
Arrow at a time.
I'm gonna go while he is surveying. I'm gonna run up to the room and change out of this dress and put some pants on.
Okay.
This feels like a pants situation.
All right.
Yeah.
Why won't this plant listen to me?
Phelan, as the closest one to the door, you can see one of the guests is starting to come out here and make their way towards the courtyard.
Someone's coming.
Which one of the guests?
The half-orc woman, you did not catch her name.
I would say the half-orc woman. That's all I got.
Okay. Let me just refresh my player knowledge of who she is.
She is the Baroness, who is control of some of the land sort of in the southeast of your territories. She assists your uncle with trade stuff along the river.
Okay.
Phelan, are you going to intercept her before she gets to the courtyard and sees stuff, or are you going to just let her come in?
God, I'm not very good at distracting.
Elena is also.
Yeah, we'll walk up.
For now.
Well, you did just shut the door earlier. There's nobody saying you can't do that again.
If we
Well,
could really
you see
push
her
this
open
ninth
the door.
level-
Damn it.
You can still shut a door once it's open.
She sees you, like, oh, Master Phelan, was it?
Yes,
Hello?
Baroness?
Yes, Baroness Simel de Franc.
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. Are you coming in?
I was simply walking over to the door. It seemed imprudent to have the door wide open.
Ah. Well, I was going to take a stroll through the garden. Is that a problem?
Shit. God, what was his name?
Lunar Spirit?
Who was the guy who wanted me to talk to him?
Element Lunar Spirit?
Lu-
Sir
Do I remember?
Lunar
Sir Lunar Spirit. Forgive me, I am not fully aware of the hierarchy here, but Sir Lunasroot has requested a bit of privacy in the courtyard. I believe he is speaking with Sir... God, what is your... Rhea?
Alina.
Nope.
Lena, yes. With Sir Lena at the moment. They seem very deep in conversation.
Oh. Well, we don't
I do
want
apologize.
to disturb them. No. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Crap.
How are you ceremonying this? Are you giving them a funeral rite?
I was, yes. I am taking 10 minutes to give the dead flowers a funeral. So they can't be raised as undead flowers.
Fuck.
She just sort of narrows her eyes at you. It's like, well, it's a large garden. I'm sure that you can steer me clear of their conversation, but I do wish to catch some fresh air.
Of
If you would
course.
excuse me.
As you exit, they are to your right, so if you would be kind enough to head to your left, that would be perfect.
Very well, thank you. I appreciate your courtesy in making sure that they can have some privacy. And she goes.
I
walks
appreciate you helping
that
out.
way.
Hated that. Not good at that, boys. Let's not do that again.
You
Alright.
should have made it more lurid. It's really scandalized her.
Yeah, the knight and the elf are out there just really going at it. I wouldn't.
I wasn't gonna...
You were the one involved in his lie. Why would you suggest that? What?
I would just let them be at it, you know.
It's so funny. No.
And Sir Phelan, why are you out here? Love a good show.
No, we had been making jokes about Abel and Galahadron many weeks ago. And
Yeah.
they're alone in the thing
Neither
right
of them were involved in the lie.
It's so funny.
All right, so Galahadron, what are your casting ceremony? You're giving people
They're
right?
over here, by the way.
If we could just level me up to level 9, I can learn plant growth, and then we would solve the problem.
Actually, yeah, I'm on board with that. Everybody vote.
I'm in.
Vote with
I
your
mean,
phones now, and everyone
let's
voted
go
so
to-
hard you all died.
Let's go to 9, baby.
Well,
No.
what if I detect evil on the spooky staff? I
Okay.
Can I please do that? I want to see if the
Why-
staff is evil.
Why do you want to do that right now?
To see if it
wanna
can be
understand
cured.
it.
Fine. I'm gonna pull out the staff from Hammer Space, I guess. I guess I would have been taking it.
It was
but
in your
I-
bag. You wrapped it up in
That's
like a
me, yeah.
tarp or something and put it in your bag. You
When
don't
I
have
put
your
it in
bag
formal
with you
mode,
out
yeah.
here in the garden
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your formal clothes.
That's
It is
why
up in your
I
room.
Referenced Hammer Space.
Yeah, it's up in
Um,
your room.
I'm gonna say to Galahad, it's like, okay, look, it's up in my room. Here's the key. Go get it. I'm gonna keep staring at this space and try to come up with something to get out of here.
I will be back anon. Galahadron takes the key and runs swiftly away.
I need a servant, a lackey.
Oh, Mr. Phelan! Oh, how are you going for a stroke? What? Why? But let's. He knocks. Excuse. I was going to take a walk. Is this? What's going on here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it had fallen ajar again.
No, I tried to open it, and you shut it in my face, dear boy. It's
My deepest apologies. I've been fighting with this door for some moments now.
We should tell the servants of the castle that it needs to be looked at. But it seems to be open now. If you just let me through.
Yes, of course. I would ask that you head to the left. There is a private conversation happening over to the right between a few of my compatriots.
All right, make a deception check.
No, they're being very private over there. That's not deception.
Yeah, it's the DC is lower.
There it is.
Lie better.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Actually, you know what? Head back in and tell them you destroyed the roses.
What? Oh no!
I rolled a crit. You have to do that.
No, I don't believe that's how reality works, my dear boy.
Isn't mind control.
Maybe if you went to church a bit more. No, oh, well, if there's a private conversation, I don't wish to disturb him, but, that was the way. You know, I was just going to leave. I'll just go around the other way then. So you have a
I
good evening.
appreciate it.
Oh, and, remind you were there with young Galahadron as well, correct?
Yes.
Yes, remind him. I'm going to. Would like to speak with him. I have something that I believe he would very much enjoy. If you could have him stop by the Church of Felmar tomorrow morning, that would be most appreciated.
I gotta remember my notes. I need to take notes of who wants to talk to who.
No. All right, well, anyways, have a nice night. You're going. And he goes, closes the door and opens it. Looks like it's working fine to me now. Oh well.
I'll just blow it off its hinges.
All right. So Galahadron goes up to the room, grabs the staff, and brings it back down.
Well, before I bring it back down, I'd like to see if it's evil.
Okay. What ability are you using for that?
Channel divinity.
Okay.
I can
Channel
sense
divinity.
evil.
What?
Can I detect evil? Oh
Divine
wait,
sense, right?
divine sense. Sorry.
Divine
I can-
sense. Strong evil. So, divine sense is you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also check the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated. Okay,
This
so
one.
you get 2 pings. The staff has been desecrated, and there is a celestial in the next room over.
Oh. Exciting. I'm gonna check the celestial. I would
Okay,
walk over there with the staff and look in the celestial. Who's there?
Do you go into the next room over?
Oh, is the door open?
No, it is not. It is
I
closed.
knock.
Lena, someone knocks on the door.
I open the door.
You got any angels in there?
I
There is a
think
celestial in this room. I can sense it.
How does that work?
Someone in this very room is celestial.
Well, I
Maybe a
am.
unicorn. Sometimes they ping that too.
I am the only one in this room.
Congratulations! You are a celestial! Galahadrian gives you a hug, and you get a little dirty.
Fine with that.
He sits down on the floor, and he's gonna cast Identify as a ritual on the staff.
Alita's
Okay,
just gonna continue to get dressed.
You technically don't have your book yet, but I want to roleplay that, so we're just gonna waive it
Oh.
and say that you can do that. Just because I want you to be able to identify the staff. Who has it in their inventory?
Should be in my inventory, I think.
I'm looking. I don't see it. Oh, unidentified items too. That's the golden crown.
Yeah, but I picked up both items and it squished them together.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it's really not great.
and
You know, we could just destroy all the flowers, and it would be less noticeable that that small patch is destroyed.
oh, I need to press that button to do it. I think. How do I Okay. All right. Screw this. I'm just gonna do this manually. Give me a second.
What if we just got some dogs from her kennel and put them in
blame it on my cousin's dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's let all the dogs out of the kennel into this courtyard. Someone's getting fired, sure, but
Okay. I will put this into Galahadrin's inventory. Let me just make sure it's not already there. There we go. Okay. It's in your equipment. It is the
Equipment.
rotted staff of Carrick.
Let me see. A non-fungus creature. This is not going to help me grow rose bushes. Do you think, atonement would work on the staff?
What is atonement a ceremony thing?
It is. It usually restores the alignment of a willing creature.
You know what? I would say yeah, because like a purification thing for just something that's only been desecrated this much. I think in this case it would probably work, yeah.
I would like to atone the staff.
Do you have 25 gold worth of powdered silver?
Powdered silver? Is that really... Oh my goodness. Well, I go into the kitchen. No, actually, I don't want to take.
I just
Well-
pound the shit out of their silverware.
I have to grind it, right?
No.
Do you have some ground up? I come back out. I run back out. Do you have some ground up silver? About yay much. And I kind of measure with my hands. This
Who are you
much
after?
powdered
Able.
to Abel.
Okay.
I mean, I have silver coins if you need silver. Doesn't
I
have to be
need it.
ground up.
Needs to be ground up.
Do I have? I would probably have equipment to do something like that for alchemy, right? For my alchemical reagents.
Make me a luck check. High is better.
We are surrounded by silver.
Oh yeah, no, you've just got some on you. You just carry silver dust.
Because I'm an alchemist, I guess.
Not even alchemist. It's probably just because it's fancy. I don't know why you have it. You can come up with your own reason.
Yes,
You
actually.
just fucking snort it for all I care.
Yes, I have some in my stuff box here.
Snuff box.
Okay. That
I
makes
like to
it
add
not
it
as
to my
much
drink to
sense.
make it sparkly.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. But yes, I will sit down with the staff and I will atone it. So it is back to whatever kind of stick it was prior.
Okay, so all right, so you're gonna do that. That takes 10 minutes because
It
ritual.
does.
While you guys are doing that, I don't have a map for the kennels, but Marrow, Vic leads you to sort of a large area off the main castle grounds that is walled in with a fence, and there are many. It's kind of like a stables, but more dog-sized. Just very with these, and the stalls are very finely appointed. Like they've got roofs over them, but they've also got like nice plush beds and like soft hay and stuff. And there's a large open area outside of it where there are currently just like about a dozen dogs of various breeds and sizes, just sort of. It's night, so they're kind of were settling down, but as they smell new dogs in the air and Vic comes over, they start just sort of getting up and running over and just, and Vic's like, oh, calm down, fellas. It's just some new visitors. Treat them nice. Master Marrow, Master Dirt. These are Meredith's hounds.
Can I do? What is it? I want to do I want to see if there's any ill will towards
Yeah,
me.
you can do insight check.
Right.
Yeah.
Marrow does have stranger danger.
Yep.
Find it.
All the dogs get excited. They smell somebody. They come over to you, and then the largest one of them, which is easily just like almost a foot taller than the others, this big, just like stocky one, just comes over, just like sniffs, looks at you, and then just sort of like deferently just like sort of bows its head a bit, and is just like, oh, you are a much bigger, stronger dog than I am. Like all the other dogs are just like, okay, you are in charge now. you are the boss dog. And they just start they're sniffing and milling around you, but just like, okay, this one is now in charge.
But there's no other bad vibes from the servant or anything else.
From the servant, the servant is terrified of you.
Okay.
But not going to do anything wrong to you.
Dirt can go out in the yard. But Mira's gonna stay back in. She's not gonna get locked up anywhere, right?
Okay. Yeah, he's not looking to lock you up anywhere. It's just they lead you first into the large open area, so you guys are all in the large open area. Then Vic's like, "Oh well, let me."
Are her dogs just loose?
They're in the large open area. They have not been put to bed yet in their kennels, and their kennels are even the size of a decent sized room. Each dog has probably more living space than the servants. It is. It is a very spacious area, and there are guest rooms for other dogs that Vic would potentially lead you to. But he starts introducing them. The ones that I've sort of bothered naming are a large one. He's like, oh, well, this is Barrett. He's a Zeresian wolfhound, as you can see. I thought he was the biggest dog I'd ever seen until I saw you, Master Marrow. This little one here. This is Biter. He's a dwarven terrier. He's the lady's most successful foxhound. He is. And you look, and there's like a terrier type dog, but it's patches of its skin are just hard, rocky fur, and it's got like a big, thick jaw that's almost got a beard growing on it. He just sort of looks up at you. It's like, oh, and this one over here, this is Lady Meredith's prize Scarlet Retriever. She's won several Best in Show competitions. We're all very proud of her. Here, Miss Rhea. Oh, hey, oh, love you, and gives this beautiful, just like scarlet retriever with just these long, flowing red hair, just like nice scritches behind and stuff. It's like, oh yes, oh, it's a pretty girl.
Yeah, Dirt just goes and plays. And Marrow's not like this isn't Marrow's forte, right? Like she's not a dog.
Nope.
She's just like, okay, there's some other creatures here.
Yep.
But while Dirt's out there doing his batshit insane thing.
Oh, he's off to play. He is the most popular kid at school.
He is digging.
Yeah.
She's just gonna keep watch. Just look for anything weird.
Okay.
To your trust.
Are you hungry, Master Marrow? I can fetch you some food if you'd like.
If you want to, yeah.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Anything live, like a live rabbit, that'd be pretty good.
Alive? No, we have some. We use those for enrichment a bit. I can let one loose. You'd have to chase the other ones for it. I don't think I could hold all of them back if I let one loose in the area here.
No need.
Okay. Goes over, and the other dogs see him moving towards the rabbit pen, and they just like perk up and start just like circling him. And he's like, "Oh, this is oh boy." Lifts up the cage, and like a rabbit just darts out. Are you going after it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make let's see, probably just an attack roll. Let's just do an attack roll.
Intimidation checks that the other dogs don't go after. Well, I guess I could just do.
You could do intimidation. You could do animal handling. You could do just whatever. The rabbit is out. How are you getting to this rabbit before the rest of the dogs?
Oh, I was just gonna scare him off. But we'll just go after it. We'll do an attack roll.
Okay.
Once I figure out where it's at, there you go. Is this working? Okay. Why is it not?
You could. I think you might want to hit attack. I don't know why I didn't roll, but
I don't know.
Just hit the attack button.
Yeah, this is weird. I don't know why it's doing this.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do. Yeah, it darts out. Some of the other dogs who are waiting in anticipation, race to move. You just paw it, just easily, just crush it to the ground. It just it whimpers, and then is dead, just instantly. The other dogs just kind of stop and just look at you and just like, oh, I was quick.
I just eviscerate this thing, right? Like, I want to inflict psych damage on the servant watching with how.
Oh, you certainly do. He is terrified. All right. So as you are doing that with the other dogs, Phelan, the door opens again.
Yeah.
Oh, Master Phelan, how are you doing? Are you just taking a bit of a walk after having some dreams? Like, it's a beautiful night outside. Count Chelton Castles just opens the door and just starts to stumble out of it.
Hello, Count Chelton Castle. Again, I must ask you, as I have been appointed a guard of sorts, that I have two friends over in the courtyard there who are having a very private conversation. I would ask if you would be so kind that you step to the left and continue that way, so as not to overhear anything that they would rather be kept private.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check.
Oh, fuck.
He's just like, oh, we're having a private conversation. Oh, Phelan,
yeah,
my
nope.
boy. Phelan, my boy. And he leans over and put his hand over his shoulder. Let's be naughty. Let's go and spy on them. Is it that pretty young knight that Sir Abel brought over? Would you like to get a better look at her? Come on, let's go.
Well,
Am I back by this point?
shit.
You came down with Galahadron, I'd imagine, so you can move yourself back to where Galahadron is.
Let me.
He just puts his arm over your shoulder for stability. And he's just like,
Well,
lead
sir.
the way.
Well,
Yes.
good Count, if I can't convince you otherwise, I suppose we should head over.
Oh, good. Yes, lead the way.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Abel, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna grab Abel and kiss him.
What?
I mean, it could do worse.
Oh, look at that! Scandalous.
Scandal.
Are you
Oh my.
really stealthing? Like,
No.
No. Why bother, dude? This dude's not gonna stealth for
excuse
shit.
me.
You see, this is not for us,
So
Count.
he
Let's
sees
go
Nina
over
and
here.
And Galahadrian is just like kneeling on the ground, staring at
With a
him.
stick.
Behind
Like,
the
he probably doesn't
bush.
even see
Behind the
Galahadrian
bush.
behind the bushes. He just sees you and Alina having a tryst, and he's just like, "Oh, to be young again. I remember my first time, not young thing in the garden."
Maybe you should remember over there.
Hey, I'm focusing very
don't
hard on
mind
this
me,
stick.
Abel.
Do I
Don't
see
mind
this?
me. You know I always support you in your endeavors. I'm so proud of you. You might not be my grandson, but you're still my favorite.
I mean, that could be worse. They just got a little better, right?
Well, I'm focusing on the stick, but do I see
You
this?
probably
Oh,
hear it.
2 at once, Abel. Yes, boy, work the shaft. Oh.
What?
What?
Listen.
I have to focus on this stick right now.
Lord
Yep.
Castle, I've
Oh no, don't mind me, Phelan. We should give these three some privacy, don't you think? I think it's a bit rude to be employers.
Yes,
If you
let's.
lead me to my carriage, please. Yes.
Yeah, let's go to the carriage. Let's get let's let all of this happen sort of naturally, I suppose.
Before he leaves, he's sort of like, "Good
I
on
can't
you,
open
Abel.
this door.
Good on you. Live your youth. It's the best years of your life. Never let them go without a grand parade." And you lead him outside to his carriage, where Zemelda Franck is also waiting in the carriage, and it's like, "Oh, yes, I was hoping that one of the servants would extradite him from the party. Thank you, Mr. Master Phelan. We do appreciate that. Here, I'll take the count from here."
My pleasure.
Did you just call him a servant? Did she call you a servant?
No, she thought that one of the servants was going to lead the drunk count out. That was a slip of the tongue. But no, was thanking Phelan genuinely. So he gets the count into the carriage, and he just sort of stumbles into his seat. He's like, "Oh yes,
No
yes.
tip?
Oh yes, no, of course. Where am I?
No, I do not. I do not say that.
Yeah,
We are all set. I can make my own money.
Yeah, and he just lays down flat on like one full side of the carriage couch and just passes out. She sighs and is like, "Well, I would ask that for politeness you do not gossip of this to anyone you see in the other houses."
Of course not.
Good man, good man. Now, we shall be on our way. You have a pleasant evening. It was pleasant meeting you all.
You as well.
Closes the door and the carriage takes off. Meanwhile, Alina, you have just been kissed.
I did the kissing.
Yeah, she
Oh,
just
you did
kissed
kiss
me,
me.
remember?
Oh, sorry, Abel, you have just been kissed. I
Oh.
forgot which way it went.
Well, that's not something I expected to ever happen.
She's rolling. She's having. She's just like, I'm so sorry.
Galahadrian, you finished the ceremony. The corruption sort of bleeds away from the staff, leaving it as just a staff of inscribed with the holy symbols of Carrick.
We could always
I do
simply
not
try.
have a stat block for that. So.
Oh,
We could always try using the staff to pray for a miracle.
yes. Garrick, I beseech thee. What power you hold over this plain? These rose bushes need you. Hold the staff over it. Let this stick truly show its atonement.
Okay, go. make a religion check.
Hmm.
Oh
You should-
shit! Religion
Eric should
check.
make a Galahadran check. A perception to see if he's listening to me. Oh,
Phelan, you come back in, and Galahadran's just holding the stick over the dead bushes, just like telling Carrick to listen to him.
grow the rose bushes. I have done you a boon. I've set right your servant.
This doesn't look like anything is happening.
Pay me in kind by growing the rose bushes. Galahadran swears in Sylvan.
Well, it was a good idea, Galahadran, but it appears that Carrick is not gracing us with his presence today.
May I see the staff?
Oh yes. It is atoned. He hands you it.
Thank you. Does this look... I have a history of this church. Does this look like official? Does it look enchanted or anything, or is it just...
You know that
Hey,
it was
she's
Father
a
Brooks.
staff.
You know that it was Father Brooks' staff. You can go ahead and make a religion check.
Sweet. All ability to read goes out the window. There it is.
So, what you know of how sort of the power from the gods work is it takes a faith and dedication to the god in order to like draw their power out. Like, it's very much transactional. You need to go through steps before you can have access to the powers that the gods grant to their followers. Galahadran has not done any of that, as far as you're aware. They probably didn't even know what the names of the gods were for until fairly recently. You've done some as part of, like, you can decide how far along that went when you were growing up. But you could probably wring enough out of it to use a staff to get some of the roses to regrow. Like, this
That's
is
what
still
I
a
was going
powerful,
to
efficient
try.
staff. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just sort of stand in front of it, or I guess kneel in front of it, holding the staff, and because it's a god, I don't have to speak out loud.
Yeah.
Carrick, I know that I have not done much of late. I know that though I haven't spread the word loudly, you can clearly read thoughts, and you know where I'm going, I believe. But I ask a small favor, and you can list your price later. At least cover the front of this, so that we do not immediately get thrown out of my new ally's castle.
Right. You sort of lift the staff. You point it at the destroyed roses that have been, like, I imagine that Abel in the meantime has been trying to like piece together as many parts as he can, just like jigsaw it back together. And with, it's not a lot of power in the staff. It's not like a full plant growth spell. Like, it's barely even, like, it's a druidcraft cantrip basically, but it does start to regrow the bushes to the point where it doesn't look like a disaster. And you guys can probably scoop the dirt back on. The grass is done for, but you can at least cover it enough where it doesn't look like, a bomb went off.
Huzzah!
There.
Good work,
A
everyone.
round of wine is in order.
I could use a drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna need something a little stronger than water and juice. Knowing full well the deal I think I just made.
Right. Is like the dinner still going? Or...
I have wine right
guests-
here. I took it with me.
The guests have been clearing out, so
Galahadran's
you don't
pouring
think
wine.
that, especially the people who had a long way to travel, like Baroness Semelda and like Count Shelton Castle, they have all probably like left. There's not a lot of sounds of conversation or stuff. You actually see servants like carrying stuff out as like cleaning up after dinner.
Okay. I'm gonna snag a. You know, actually, I probably have access to like the wine cellar, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever the equivalent is.
Yeah, certainly could.
I'm just gonna get like a bottle of liquor. I don't know what they have on hand, but something reasonable. And have a drink with everybody.
Okay,
Pour
yeah.
everybody a drink.
Would you be
Where are we
doing
gonna
this
do
in your
this?
room, in the servants' quarters, just in the courtyard?
Well, I still need to go and talk to my uncle and the bishop. Or did the bishop want to talk to me tomorrow?
You said that you needed to talk to the bishop, and the bishop's like, "Oh yes, speak to me after, whenever."
After dinner.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna get the bottle and some glasses. I'm gonna hand them to Eilina, because I trust her to be responsible. I am grateful to
Mistake.
Galahadrin and Phelan for their work here, but I don't know them quite as well. So Eilina's in charge. Go ahead and go to the room, celebrate, and I'll catch up, and then I'm gonna go and try and find the bishop.
You gonna find the bishop first?
Well, did my uncle say he wanted to see me immediately? Yeah, he
Yes.
did, didn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so yes, I need to get to my uncle's office then. So I guess I'll start making my way down that way. I assume that was towards the south where you had me before, or it's
No,
second
it is
left.
in the second floor in his study. I should have just pulled you into the room. And are you taking anyone with you, or just you?
It sounds like it's gonna be just me, because
Okay.
Well,
Yep, that is
I
what
did
he
want
was.
to go with you to the bishop, but I can also wait.
So everybody
I can
else is
come
just
take you
drinking. Yeah.
if
Okay.
you want. Because she's your aunt, right? You're related to her.
I'm not by blood, but
Okay.
it's a whole thing.
She was courting her niece,
Right. Okay.
or her nephew rather. Her nephew.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
Or well, her nephew was courting her.
Thank you.
Right.
And you knew Rowan and stuff, so like you would be familiar with that relation. All right. So are you on the scene I sort of pulled you to?
I am. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you are in your uncle's study. He just sort of sits down. He has gotten out of his formal attire. He's kind of like unbuttoned, the top of his pants, just let his gut sort of hang out a bit, and he sits down in a chair. He's like,
Frank behavior.
Well then, that was quite filling. So, Abel, you said you had a report to give to me. It's like something didn't just go as expected in Greek.
That's right. Well, you obviously, I already told you the fate of the inspector, but it's quite an interesting tale how he got to where I found him, which would be in the lair of a giant spider in the woods.
Wow. Huh. That is surprising.
Yes. It was the pet of a band of goblins that attacked the village while I was there. I don't know.
Dirty heathens. We should send told the Marquis that we should be sending expeditions in there to cull them occasionally anyways to prevent this sort of thing from happening. Tell them at our next meeting. See if we can spare any troops from the south to go in there. Just tidy up the place. Those filthy savages.
Well, they did have some help from the inside.
Oh?
Yes. So I'm gonna put Father Brooks' journal on the table.
On blast.
And kind of slide it over to him. They were working with Father Brook.
Really?
Yes.
Sir pages through it interestedly.
Yeah.
There's proof in this journal that what were the goblins doing? Were they attacking our supplies? Were they just opportunists?
They desecrated the shrine of Carrick.
The old Imperial one?
That's right.
Oh, can't have that. I'll send yes, but you said they had help from the inside. What was the bishop assisting them with? Was he working with Colmar? Do we have evidence of this?
It wasn't the bishop. It was just.
The father.
The father.
We have evidence that Father Brook was he working for For another house? Was he trying to sabotage our lands? What was his angle here? I'm not reading this. It's too
Okay.
much. I've had too much to drink.
It seems like it's more religious in nature. He had some sort of revelation out in the woods. Some kind of heathen power made contact with them.
That's less interesting. I was hoping that we could arrest him for espionage or something to get the bishop off my back, just get some leverage against her. Well,
He is
he's working
dead.
with the goblins. He's dead.
He attacked me.
Pretty off your back, frankly.
And you killed him?
I didn't have a choice. He also killed several of the guards.
You can't, Abel, you can't, you killed a member of the clergy. Oh no, this is a fine mess you've put me in when I've already a short rope. What is this? What evidence do you have? How can we pin this on the bishop instead?
Well, I did find this in the goblins' camp, and I'm gonna give him the letter from the.
Okay,
the
he
letter,
takes it.
Yeah, that's obviously forged. It's like, this doesn't seem quite right to me.
This is the crest of House Seabreeze. Why would that be? We killed them all years ago.
Seabreeze.
That's how Baron Blackbriar got his barony. Killed the last one of them. House Seabreeze was a powerful house who owned the lands just south of Dranis, like on the border of Basmar and Colmar, and then along the coast.
So the people that got immediately conquered.
No, they actually held out pretty far. They were their falling was the first this is definitely going in Basmar's direction.
Okay. So they were the first to fall. They held out for a long time, but they were first to
there were others inland that fell first. They were holding out more, and then they did fall.
Okay.
It was a very. It wasn't at the very beginning of the war, but it was kind of the point where, up until then, there had been slow progress, and then after they fall, it was just the dominoes fell after that.
Yeah,
it's been pretty consistently pressing in the word ever since.
Okay. So it seems if he was working with one of the fallen houses of Basmar, then
Colmar,
of Colmar. Then that would indicate some form of treason.
Yes, if the Diocese of Carrick is working with Colmar sympathizers and rebels in the occupied territory. Yes, no, I think this is just what I need to get that lousy Eleneth woman off my back. No, this is good, I can use this. And he goes to, keep the journal and the letter and put them into his desk.
I did tell her that I had urgent information to give to her.
Don't tell her don't tip our hand to that woman. We don't need that. She's caused us enough trouble. You don't need to warn her that the execution is coming for her, so to speak.
Shall I just tell her that the shrine was desecrated by
don't
these
tell
goblins?
her. Don't tell her anything. Leave that to me. I'll deal with that. It's all politics. It's above your duties as a commissar at the moment. No. You told me first. That's good. I'm glad you didn't go to her. She doesn't need to know. I'll soothe over this mess. We'll have somebody else who killed the father, some of these goblin bandits, someone will put together a story.
Do let me know what the story is so we can get it straight.
I'll figure it out in the morning. Is that all? Is there anything else?
Well, internal politics aside, whatever it is that corrupted the father, I think is still out there in the woods. I think it still might be a threat. I'd like to investigate.
What do you mean corrupted the father? He was working with Colmar. We just talked about this.
Well, yes, that's the story we're going to tell everybody else.
And where's the difference? What are you implying here?
I mean, I read the journal. He seemed to have lost his way. He made contact with some sort of heathen power out in the woods, which caused him to turn his coat, as it were. That seemed to be his primary motivation. Working with Colmar is a cover.
make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Because he does not want to deal with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm offering to deal with.
Oh
that.
yeah, I know, yeah. It's your uncle just sort of rubs his temples a bit, and it's like, you don't...
It's like, look, it won't take very much effort on your part. I've already got capable allies you met tonight. You wanted me around Creek anyway. So
But to find the assessor, I have other things I need you to do for me. That's why I called you out here in the first place, not with this chasing fairy tales nonsense. There's a priest out in the...
well, what if it happens again?
What if another priest goes mad out in the edge of the woods? Like, what's the worst he could do? There's nothing out there. It's like lumber. Our lumber shipments will be delayed.
I mean, you didn't see the disease that was ravaging those guards. They were growing plants inside them.
Ugh.
It was quite disgusting. Yes, you wouldn't want
It's
something
disgusting.
like that going through our lands, would you?
Plague? I wouldn't want to deal with a plague. We're already having to deal with all those former Colmar subjects are complaining that they need more food and resources, the greedy little swine. I'll can see you have allies that would go. I don't... It feels like a waste of time, Abel, but if you're insisting, then you can do that after... I need you to do something else first. But afterwards, if you need time to do that and resources, be it as it may, you already took care of the problem for now. Is it pressing? Is there going to be a plague upon my doorstep when I wake up tomorrow morning if I don't send you off to chase these fairy tales?
I don't believe so. And we do have an ace up our sleeve as well. You remember Galahadrin?
Oh, is he infected too? He had flowers
No.
growing out of his hair. No?
No, in fact, he appears
Weird.
to be both immune and
Now that's
able,
just what he's like.
able to cure others. It was he that saved those town guards who survived.
Are we sure he didn't do it?
Yes.
How
I'm
well do you
pretty
know this
sure.
man?
We met in Creek, but he was very insistent about solving the problem and saving the town guards. He seems to be, for lack of a better word, a wannabe hero.
Oh, those are the worst. Are you paying him anything for his services yet?
We have not made any kind of deal. He seems to be doing it simply because it's the right thing to do.
Good. Keep it that way. I don't have enough budget to give you a hired hero sword, whatever.
I'll make sure to keep him in our good graces.
Fine. You can have whatever access to the cellars as you usually do. Anyways, is there anything else about there? I need to tell you my task, and I'm tired, and I wish to go to bed.
Yes, let me just check my notes here. Yes, I believe that's everything.
Good. Alright, so... I know we've only just been back, but tomorrow morning I need you to head to Dranus with all haste.
Alright, what's happening in Dranus?
There is a shipment of weapons that I need you to discreetly, my boy, pick up and bring back to me. There are currently some of politics you don't need to know. There are some issues I'm having importing the weapons that we need to continue this fight, and I have secured a clandestine source. I need you to bring them the payment and return with the shipment. And
How large
here,
a shipment is it?
enough to fit in this, and he reaches into a desk, unlocks a drawer in his desk and pulls out a bag of holding and sets it in front of you. He's like, the payment is in there. They'll know what to expect and be able to take it out themselves. So just give them the bag. They will take out their payment. They will put the shipment in the bag and then bring it back to me. The quicker you can do it, the better.
Alright, we'll head out tomorrow morning then, with all haste, as you say, Uncle.
Excellent.
So in my own head, he just handed me a magic item, and this is, I think we've established a fairly low magic setting, right?
Yep.
So would this be setting off any kind of alarm bells in my head of there's something sketchy going on here.
So it's a low magic setting in the case that there's not like a lot of wizards and stuff doing things. There are still the Empire was a high magic setting.
Okay.
You guys are post Empire. So
Right.
there's not a lot of people who can make these, but you knew that he owned one of these.
Okay, but
You
this is
wouldn't
like,
have expected him to give it to you.
okay.
But he is definitely using one of his more useful tools at his disposal and entrusting you with it for this.
All right. Do you need me to inspect the weapons at all, or just accept whatever
don't-
they give me?
Honestly, I'm not sure you or I could. It's a shipment of new Felmarin arms coming in. So,
Felmarin arms.
yes, you know that Felmara is a nation just sort of on the border of the Dwarven lands, and they're very famous for... Alright, good night, Perth. They're very famous for developing new, like, mechanical, like, black powder weapons and such.
Ah, guns. I'm
Yeah.
running guns.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay, that makes sense then. Why all the secrecy? And would I have an idea of why he's having trouble importing them? Like,
Go ahead and do a, like, history check
history?
just
Yeah.
of the current sort of thing. They're expensive. They're relatively new. There's usually a lot of like whenever you're trying to get an edge up on weapons for like a war, like
Yeah.
keeping it a bit more hush hush is it's not too untowards.
Okay.
For just
Okay.
guns and stuff.
He's not like buying chemical weapons or something like that. It's just guns.
Nothing in this discussion would make you think that.
Okay.
Like-
Yeah. Okay.
You can do an insight check too if you'd like.
I
on
would
top
like to
of
do
that.
an insight check just to see.
Yeah.
Like, if I can. No, I can't
Yeah.
read on him. He's too drunk. He's not thinking about this. He's just giving you orders.
Yeah.
All right, Uncle. Do you have a name for my contact and when and where?
Yes, it's going to be in the, what was it? He goes and hands you a piece of paper, with a name and an address in Dranis. It is a, Pinch Whistle Imports, and then gives you an address in, like, the docks area of Dranis.
Okay. All right, Uncle.
Just a gnomish fellow, so...
I see. Well then, I believe our business here is concluded.
Yes, indeed. And he, again, like, keeps the journal, keeps the letter, puts them into his desk. Alright, well, thank you for making in time for your cousin's birthday. I do appreciate it, and you have a lovely evening.
Yes, thank you, Uncle. You too.
Yes. Alright.
All right. I guess I'll head back.
Yep. Pull the scene. There we go. Alright, so while Abel is gone, are you guys, after the roses are repaired, the three of you who are still in the courtyard, are you having any conversations?
Galahadron is just partying.
Okay, yeah, he got you a bottle of liquor before he went up there. Yeah.
Forgive me. God, why can't... Forgive me, Rhea. Who did you say wanted
Alina.
to speak?
That is not my name.
It says Rhea right by the thing. I don't know all your names.
It says Alina right below my name.
It says Vagabond Rhea.
No, above, right here.
There's a thing where she wanted one name, but then the character goes by another. Like,
Got it. Okay. Elena, forgive me. Who did you say wanted to speak with me?
Sir Elamain, the High Elf.
Elamain. Got it. Thank you.
Elmain? I think.
Yeah, I pulled them up. It's Elman.
yeah,
I mean-
Element Lunar Spirit.
That was close.
Thank
Yeah, I believe he lives in he said a tower, so if you wanna...
He said to
I-
have Abel bring him over.
Oh,
Ugh.
well, we gotta wait for Abel.
Okay, then
She's actually
yeah.
gonna
So-
hop up on the base of this and sit.
All right. I guess I'm gonna walk back into my family's suite of rooms. Like, I assume there's like a common room that they're sitting in.
They've all sort of dispersed to their own
No,
rooms.
I mean, my immediate
Oh, they're
family.
still out in the garden. The
they?
rest of the party is out in the garden still.
Oh, I thought I told them to go back to our rooms, but okay. So I guess I'll come back in, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're still here."
Galahadran wanted to dance, so I didn't see a reason. He's being relatively behaved. I didn't see a reason why.
All right. Where's that bottle?
Points. But
I'm
Galahadran,
gonna pour myself a stiff drink and knock it back.
Fun discussion with your uncle, then.
Yes, I've been given leave to investigate further, but I need to do a job first. If you wouldn't mind accompanying me.
what kind of job?
Just some transport of war material. Nothing too nothing too major.
War material?
Why does your uncle need war material?
For the war.
That's
That's
either
right.
intel or weapons.
Alina, you would know that his family is currently on the side raging like a war, like very much deeply in bed with the faction invading Colmar. Like he is, yeah.
So it shouldn't be too difficult. Just go there, pick up the shipment, and come back. And out of character, how far of a journey is it?
To Drents?
Yeah, to Draenus.
Let me bring up the. Where are the maps? Maps.
And I guess out of character, is this something that I should be like bringing my party along for, or are they gonna have like downtime while I just go and do this?
You should. Well, he had no idea that your party was going to exist before you brought them. So.
That's true.
Oh, I forgot that I had deleted it to try and troubleshoot. True. This was one of the maps that was not really working originally. Okay, so can you all see the
It's loading.
gridless lighting token vision save changes? There we go. All right.
Still at 98%.
Yep.
Oh, there
Yep.
it goes. Okay.
Failed drawing into face.
Okay, so it's downriver.
Okay, there we go.
Oh. I don't think it's 35 feet away.
Oh, yeah, well, I haven't done the Miles thing. We did a whole thing on Miles, and then I had to delete the map. So, yeah. It's, yeah. It
So
is
we can take a
probably
boat
at
down,
least,
probably, right?
yeah, you could take a boat down there and be there within like 2 or 3 days.
Okay. So this is like a week side trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just delivery though? No rescuing or dueling or
Not that I'm aware of. Not if everything goes well. What does this look mean?
just delivering. I mean, surely there's something. Why do we have to deliver this small bag? What's in the bag? If we look in the bag, do we know about the bag?
I mean, Abel's got the bag right now. You don't have the bag.
Yeah. I'm keeping it on me. Says if you feel like you'd be better served, you could probably stay here while you wait for me, or go back to Creek and do some of your own investigations.
I'll go with you.
So we're headed down to Dranis.
Very well.
Galahadron, you came through Dranis, and you came up the river on your way to Creek, so this is sort of backtracking a bit for you.
We're not leaving just yet, are we?
No,
Tomorrow.
Morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so like 2 days there, 1 day there, and then 2 days back or so.
Yeah.
On a riverboat. Okay, that's not too bad. I can probably spare that.
And then the matter of how soon are you leaving, because several different people mentioned they want to speak to several different other people. So.
Well, yeah, tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah.
So I guess.
I mean, even tonight, like the Bishop Alenthe said that she'd be free to speak after dinner.
Yeah, but I don't want to
Right?
speak
The
to her
night is
anymore.
fucking young, dude.
I have explicit orders from my uncle not to speak to her, so I will not speak to her.
All right.
But I did, in fact, hear the conversation about, because I was sitting next to Abel. I did, in fact, hear that she wants to speak to us after dinner, so I am going to go find her.
Okay. You can certainly do that.
But before I do that, I'm gonna look up at Abel, and she kind of like toes the dirt for a second. Goes, I do not think that I can go with you. I do not feel right.
To Dranis?
Yeah. I've been struggling, I guess, morally with some things in this war, and I don't know if my honor or...
I see. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, hopefully, I'll get this done quick, and I can meet you at Creek.
All
Or
right.
here, whichever one you prefer.
Ooh, roll a
Just
side
stay here.
character.
I can stay here. The bishop is here, and I don't mind her company.
Alright. I won't begrudge you your morals.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go find the bishop.
Okay. So you head into town. There, since it's like the main sort of center of the county, there are 3 separate churches, one for each of the gods. You would know that Bishop Alenthe is at the sort of chapel of Carrick. Since this is an agricultural town, it's one of like the larger ones, just because it's Carrick is big in these parts. It just happens to be. You go in, the sort of the deacons who are still up just sort of greet you, and it's like, oh yes, what can we do for you, miss?
I am here to see the bishop, if you don't mind. I apologize for the late hour.
Oh yes, may I ask who is calling on her? It is late. She might not wish to see anyone who just comes by.
Of course. My name is Sir Alina Katala.
Of course, I will go and inform the bishop that you're here. If you'd please wait a minute. And he goes
Of course.
off, comes back, and it's like, oh yes, the bishop would be happy to see you. Please follow me to her chambers. And leads you into like the clergy's sleeping areas, into like the master bedroom or so of the place. Opens the door for you, beckons you in, and then closes it after you. Ah, Alina. I wasn't expecting you. I thought that Master Whitewater wanted to speak with me.
No, I told him I believe I told him I'd accompany him, but I.
Well, can't say I'm disappointed. Yeah, please have a seat. If you'll excuse me, I am quite tired out from that dinner. It's been a long evening, but yes, no, it's good to see you, my dear. And goes up and gives you a hug. How have
She
you
hugs
been?
back.
You this uniform fits you much better than the dress. Isabella was a dear, but it's not really your style, I must say.
It is not.
So yes, is Abel joining us, or did he decide that he didn't wish to speak to me after all?
But I don't think he's coming.
Oh well. These White Watchers. Must say, I'm surprised that you are here with them. They did not really seem to be quite fit what I had judged you for.
Well, Abel is a school friend, and I ran into him when I was over in whatever the name of that town is. I've already forgotten it.
Creek? Yeah.
Creek. I was in Creek. And I ran into him,
Yes.
and we ran into trouble.
What kind of trouble? Is that what he was going to tell me about? Why did he decide not to? It must not have been that important.
Well, I tell her the whole story.
She sort of like stops and like stares at you sort of halfway, pours herself a drink, and just sits back and is like, "Oh no, and Father Brooke is dead?
Unfortunately."
And you're saying that it was because he was driven mad. You're sure that this wasn't some assassination by House Whitewater against the church or anything? This is a very serious thing that you have told me. This is an overstep of the relation between the noble houses and the church. They're not allowed to summarily execute members of our clergy.
I had a hand in his death, and I regret it greatly, but there was no other choice. He was mad.
Make a persuasion check.
Boy, howdy.
Just sort of looks at you. Your DC, because of your relationship with this woman, was a lot lower than it would have been if Abel would have said this. I just want to let you know. She just sort of looks at you and is like, "It's a good thing that you came instead of him. If Abel had tried to tell me that, I would not have believed him for a second. But I know that your character is much better than his. If
There was a journal. I read it.
Do you have it?
No, I believe Abel does.
Well, have him bring it to me.
I can ask him, but it details, because he started out an incredibly firm believer, and then you sort of watch him slip into madness slowly as he goes along.
Alina, if they're... Yes, please, I'll stay here. If you can please go and get that journal from Abel. This is a very serious thing. If one of our clerics, if Father Brooke, who was in charge of the health and well-being of the town, if something had happened to him that caused him to turn against his oaths to the Wild Forger
and he killed
harm...
like 6 guards.
Yes, no, this must be... I think I know what it might be. I won't lie to you. But I need further evidence. Please go back to Abel. Have him bring me that journal immediately.
Before I go, I know this is pressing, but there was something I wanted to speak to you about.
Oh, okay. Very well. Very well.
And for the first time that this woman has known her, which has been quite a while, she looks scared and uncomfortable.
Which she is going to assume is because you have killed a member of the clergy.
That's fair. But she's like, it's not about that. Well, it's sort of about that. It's... I think there might be something wrong with me. And she starts telling her about her headaches and her visions. She knows her aunt might commit her, but it's fine.
It's not her aunt. Like, it's again, like
There are air quotes around aunt.
Yeah.
The bishop might commit her.
Yeah.
But she is struggling morally with all of this, and she's like, I don't know if the war is correct. We all follow the Trinity. I do not see why a peaceful... I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Listen, Alina, dear Alina, sweet Alina, you are a noble soul. The noble houses, especially in the south, are not always. You had the good fortune of being saved from the duchies and finding Rowan at our house, a man who believes in helping the people and protecting them at all costs, and which is why I find it so perplexing that you would be down here with these spears who insist that they need to be the ones to control other people of faith who serve the same gods they do. It makes no sense to me. It is barbarism cloaked in tradition and this thoughts of reuniting the empire. That is not why the noble house's ancestors existed from imperial times to protect the people. This is just greed and squabbling, and it turns my stomach every time I think about it. I do not blame you for seeing this side of our nation and having these qualms. It is truly a disgusting thing, but it is not yours. It's not your fault. It is nothing for you to worry about. These are Bosmaran problems, and while I know that you have lived here for many years, it is still, you are not entangled in this web. And you should be grateful. Don't try to plunge yourself into it. Stay clear of this muck and scraping about. I wish you would have taken the royal appointment. I know that my nephew wanted you at our house, but even their hands are not clean. That's why I'm here with the church instead of back with them. Just think on it a bit more, but I urge you, don't spend any more time with this Whitewater boy than you can. I know Abel's not the worst of them, by far not the worst of them. But it's not good for your health, my dear. It's not good for your soul. And just sort of goes up and just pats you on the back, and if she feels the read is right, would hug you, kiss you on the head and stuff, and just try and comfort you for it. And
So you don't. She also did bring up her headaches and she's not gonna call them visions.
It's at a certain point you would need to that's so far afield. She's just like, oh, this poor girl is spending time in the south where in go ahead and make an insight check actually.
Okay. Maybe I did better insight.
Yeah.
With a 3.
No, you have just spilled your guts to this woman, and she is comforting you, and whatever other stuff behind her response is just kind of going over your head.
That's totally fine. I'm trying to figure out if Alina would talk about this guns mission, and I think she's not well enough to not. Bishop, may I? How are you remaining here for long?
And yep, this is. Well, I do need to go travel again into the occupied territory soon, but I'll be here for probably a week more to get the affairs of the county proper in order. But then I'll be going back, so I'll be here for some time. If you need to find me afterwards, you can just ask any of the deacons here, and they can let you know where I'm traveling at the time. I don't keep it secret.
Is there anything you need my help with while you're here? Abel was sent on a mission that I do not agree with, and so I will be remaining in this city.
Sweet, sweet girl. No. If don't involve yourself in any more of our affairs than you need to. It's not good for your health.
I just don't want to just be idle. I don't feel like that is in my best interest either.
Well, go think about it. Go find Abel. Have him bring me the journal. We can discuss afterwards, whatever this mess might be.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll be here. I'll put on a pot of tea. It sounds like we're going to need it. And she goes to do that.
I'm gonna go find Abel, I guess.
All right, they're again in the courtyard. Galahadron's still dancing and partying, I assume.
Yes,
Or did you guys get
singing very long sonnets.
All right.
Abel? Are you in the
Aelina.
courtyard?
Yes. I'm staring maybe a bit overmuch at Galahadron.
Ooh. She like trots up and she's just like, friend, do you have the that priest's journal?
Father Brooks' journal?
Yes.
No, I gave it to Lord Whitewater. Why?
Oh, the bishop was asking after it, and so I thought.
You would. Right.
I didn't even think to. I didn't even contemplate that we might be on the opposite sides of
I did not think
the
about that
political
either.
structure.
I made that as clear as I could.
Oh, I mean, but at school it doesn't matter. Like, it matters less. But now we are in a real world application.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure friendship can resolve this.
I would show it to her, but I don't have it. And I don't think, I know my uncle has, plans for it. I can, back up your testimony that it exists and the contents, but, I don't know why she would take, my testimony over yours.
No, it's alright. I'll just tell her that.
I could, perhaps we could put our heads together and write down the relevant parts.
Abel, I will also note that your uncle told you not to tell the bishop about any of it. So that's.
But no, you didn't tell us not to tell the bishop any of it.
No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know of a problem that has been created for you.
Is it a problem, or is it my uncle's problem?
That's up to you.
Because honestly, if he's occupied with politicking with the bishop, that's okay with me.
Fair.
It's like if he has enough tools to defend what happened, but but the bishop is forewarned enough so that he can't make any headway against her. That's honestly ideal for me from Abel's perspective.
Okay.
And I guess I would be open with Aelina about this. Is look, I mean, I gotta help my uncle protect the family and protect us, right? Because we could get in real trouble for what happened. But I also recognize that the bishop has an interest as well, and that as the steward of the Kolmaran people in the occupied territories, she's looking out for them. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Phelan, Galahadron, how do you guys feel about this sort of weird tension that has come across the other two companions who are natives to this region?
I'm not sure why there's tension.
Neither am I. I have an understanding that there is a war, but I grew up in a backwater nothing town and then spent the last 3 years on the run. So I pay very little attention to politics or war.
I'm wondering which one is the good guys, so we've got to be on that side.
I am fully cognizant of the fact that there's probably not really a good guys.
No, not for Galahadron.
So it sounds like Galahadron and I are both sort of withdrawn,
Political
but
geniuses.
on opposite ends of being withdrawn.
I love that, frankly. Alina sort of nods while you're speaking, Abel, and she goes, "That does make sense. I know we trained for it, but war makes me ill."
Well, ideally, it comes to an end soon.
You would know just from because you spend some time with your uncle and sometimes with the Marquis. It is not showing signs of slowing down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be a forlorn hope, but it is still the hope.
Yeah, they are looking to take all of Colmar. So.
Yeah, but I would help her. I would help Eilina reconstruct the relevant entries of the journal as best we could. But I would make sure that all of it's in her handwriting. So like none of my fingerprints are on this.
Okay. Somebody want to make a what check would this be? And they can make it with advantage because other people are helping. But pitch me what this check is and who's making it.
I would imagine history because it's just recalling information.
Okay.
Do you have a better than a +1?
All four of you read the letter, so anybody can make this check.
I do have a better than a +1.
Okay.
For what? For what, Will?
For
History.
History.
Oh yeah, I do. Absolutely, I do.
What do you got?
+5.
What number? Oh, hell yeah. Do it.
Wow, you're so smart.
You get all like the pertinent information, like the timeline, like you were reading it probably just out of curiosity of just like, oh, these are musings on Carrick, and then he spirals out of control. Like this is for whatever reason, Phelan, you were very interested in reading this. You have remembered the majority of it. Really the only thing that you are not able to recreate perfectly is the insane ramblings at the end, just because they were incoherent, and it's hard to remember incoherent stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, you guys are able to sit down and just sort of write out all the stuff that is pertinent for it. Like, pretty scarily accurate.
Because the other reason I'm doing this, Eilina, cards on the table, is I'm interested to hear what the bishop has to say on this theologically. So my uncle is obviously concerned with matters of politics, but it's clear that there are more otherworldly forces working among us.
I can agree with that. And I am sorry, truly, Abel, that I can't go with you on this next mission. I don't want... she is very uncomfortable. Like, she's genuinely upset.
I mean, you don't owe me anything, really. So, like, I don't begrudge you not coming along. And ideally, you wouldn't be needed anyway. So, I don't plan on anything happening. So, you're more than welcome to hang around Pontum and prepare for us to go and investigate this threat.
Alright. Do you want to come with me to see the bishop, or...
I think it would be best if I didn't.
Fair. I'm gonna head back to the bishop.
All right. Is anybody
I'm
else
running
going
around.
with her, or the rest of you staying in the garden to drink and party?
Phelan, do you want to come?
Who is she the bishop of?
Carrick.
Yes.
Okay. Galahadron?
I will stay and party.
All right. At this point, some of the servants have even come out and are exhausted. And, like, I imagine you try and wrap them up in the party. They start dancing with you.
Yes.
They're eating the leftovers from the feast, and as they do.
I'll get
Alright.
a couple more bottles of the regular stuff, not the good stuff.
Oh, don't get that fancy swill, Master Abel. Here, come. Yeah, let's get the actual good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alina and Phelan, you guys head back to the Cathedral of Carrick. You were shown in immediately. They expected you to return. They don't question Phelan being there at all. The bishop has sort of composed herself a bit more. She's got a table set with, like, tea and some, snacks and stuff to, like, have a discussion. She looks up and it's like, Alina and Phelan. I thought that you were going to... Excuse me, Master Phelan, I don't mean to be rude to you, but I thought you were going to be bringing, Sir Whitewater.
Abel thought it might be best if he did not come. The journal is in fact in his uncle's hands.
Oh, well, that's not good.
But, however, we all of us who read it, I excelled at school, and Phelan is one of the sharpest minds I've ever met. And with Abel's all of our help, we put down the best parts. Not the best parts, but we recreated
That's not how
it.
to describe it, but...
We do not have the ramblings.
The ramblings just, hopefully unimportant. But yes, you give that to me. And she sort of reads through it. It's just like, this is troubling.
He seemed a troubled man.
He was a sweet man. He was very curious and diligent, and I cannot believe that he would... Alina, if anybody else told me this, I would not believe them. I need to make that clear to you right now. That I am entertaining this as potentially true is purely because I know you are a soul of honor and truth. Otherwise, I would not believe that Father Brooke would be capable of such heresy such as this. I wish... Can we not get that journal? I know that Lord Whitewater has it. Does he have it in a place where we can retrieve it without him knowing?
I do not know.
Is it something you wish to simply peruse in its exactness or to possess?
Sort of looks at you. It's like, before I answer that, Master Phelan, I must know, what is your connection to all of this? You don't seem like you are from Aventicuum. You seem like you are from the woods. Which would be
Yes.
both the Garen Woods and the Lost Woods. Like, she's not saying that as like you're a hillbilly. It's just like you are from the other nation, sort of thing.
Yes.
Like,
I was there when the father was discovered. I was there when he was killed. And as a child of the Church of Carrick, I remember.
Okay, so maybe... Very well. The reason that I wish the journal is few reasons overlapping, no one necessarily more important than the other. The first being, while this recreation is good, and there are some parts of this heresy that I do find recognizable, having it in the father's handwriting is important for just understanding his crimes and being able to, if this is true, prove that Sir Whitewater and yourselves were not at fault in striking him down. If I merely try to present this account that you have given me as evidence that you are not in the wrong, I do not believe my peers would believe me. It's habeas corpus. It's testimony from the murderers, if you would. Like you can. I hope you can understand how that looks. Just sort of gives you both a look. Just like, hey.
Hearsay, I believe, is the technical term.
Yeah. Here. She's tired. It's like, so that's the first. I would very much like to protect you, and if this is evidence that I can use to do that, I would like to have it. The second thing is for very much similar reasons, I do not want Lord Whitewater to have it. He is a scheming politician. He wants nothing more than to undermine the church in what it is doing to try and help the people of that he has conquered and occupied and forced to work for him. If we leave this tool in his hands, I do not see anything but ill coming from it. I also do not wish for news of this heresy to be disseminated amongst his allies, who are very much not allies of the Church of Carrick, outside of formal arrangements. There are struggles I do not wish to worry you with between the House of Velicanth and the Church of Carrick in our opposition to what he is doing. There are many political strings that this does not need to be added to the center of.
Bishop, deal justly with me. Are you asking us to steal the journal?
If you can.
Could
I
certainly
would have
try
much
right now.
preferred you never gave it to him in the first place. I do not know. Well, I know why Abel would give it to his uncle. He's a perplexing one. Why did he give the journal to his uncle but then assist you in making this recreation? What do you trust
He
him?
wanted to know your theology on the matter.
You wanted to know my theology on this heresy?
Yes.
Was he concerned, but not concerned enough to come and ask me himself?
I'm gonna look at Phelan.
You
Did
guys
he
can make a
say-
persuasion check on that.
Did he
Whichever.
say anything concerning? Did he outright say, "My uncle told me not to talk to her, so I am not going to talk to her"?
Abel?
I think I would have probably strongly implied to you guys that something along the lines of like the politics would not work out for me to be seen talking to her. Yeah, so maybe not get. I probably wouldn't tell you that I had direct orders, but I would make it clear that
Got it.
I was.
It would
be-
seem. It would seem that political and familial matters tie his hands and bind his tongue.
I hate politics. I really do. But we do what we must.
Also, Phelan, did you say steal it right now? Is that what I
We
heard?
could certainly try.
I would appreciate it if you could, but one of the...
Do
so
I
aside
have
from all
any inkling of where his office is? Because he said he went to bed.
No.
Okay.
You would need to ask Abel. Or just wander around the house, like you're allowed in the house, but yeah, but she would further carry on as like, I also wish to have it because what you have described here is very similar to a recent heresy we have found in certain members, specifically of the Church of Carrick, who have spent far too much. And she just sort of stops herself and looks around. It's like, this is not to leave this room. You understand, both of you.
Of course, on my honor.
Of course.
And if do not speak of this to any member of the Whitewater House either. If Abel is sitting on the fences still, then he has not earned the right of my confidence in this. Can you promise me that?
Yes, I can.
Master Phelan?
Yes.
Good. You guys can make persuasion checks on that.
Well, I'm not lying. Okay.
I know.
I don't know. He is not lying. That's not great.
That's worse.
Stops, just looks at you both and is like, I don't believe you, but I don't think I have a choice because you have described what it is in a way that you will be aware at some point. So I'll just have to take you on your word at that, besides my misgivings. These writings are similar to a heresy that some members of the Church of Carrick, and specifically the Church of Carrick, who have spent long times in the Garen Woods or closer to the Lost Woods, have somehow developed. We don't know why. It has not previously resulted in murders, but it has resulted in deacons being removed from their posts and sent elsewhere and stripped of their stations. This is a worrying trend that I was hoping would not come anywhere near Bosmar itself. Like, Creek is outside of the woods. It's on the edge of it, yes, but this is not someone who has been embedded deep in, Walden or something. And it's worrying, and I need to know more about it. And I need as much first-hand evidence as I can, not just your recollections of it. Because it's something that we must get to the bottom, that the church must get to the bottom to. And
Could
to
I
be honest, it
retroactively
is
do
the
a
church's
little?
problem. It is not your. Say it again.
Could I retroactively have given them the staff? Like, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh yeah.
Galadriel
Yeah,
had-
that would
or
make
no,
sense.
oh wait,
Well,
Carrick has it.
I
Carrick
still
has
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not Carrick. Phelan. Phelan has.
Phelan
No,
is
you-
Carrick now.
You
We
can
heard
start
it
calling me
here.
God. That's fine.
Phelan.
We'll
has
get
it.
there.
So I mean, I guess maybe purifying it was a mistake, but.
Yeah.
We
I
also
just
fixed-
thought that. Yeah.
We fixed the rose bushes, but
Yeah.
maybe. It
But at
wasn't-
what cost?
At what cost? In actual evidence.
I mean,
Yeah.
your cost seems lighter than mine. I promised her a favor that she can call upon later.
Yeah. Well, Carrick's usually male, but yeah.
He.
Yeah, so I would, I guess, out of character, suggest showing her the staff if she wants direct physical evidence.
All right.
All right.
Sorry,
Yep,
I'm feeding
you-
cats and it's noisy. Give me just a second.
Go.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we do have in our possession his staff, which Galahadrin was kind enough to cleanse for us.
It was corrupted? In what way?
I genuinely could not tell you. The ways of...
He wielded it to what I can only imagine is use the poison, the plant.
I see. Yes, if I could see it. She takes it, like, looks over. It's like, this is Father Brooks' staff. He received this when he became a full priest. I don't sense any corruption in it. I sense even that its attachment to Carrick has been weakened as well. Your friend Galahadrin, what are they? Are they a cleric as well? Are they a druid of the elven persuasion, for like the nature spirits? Forgive me, that's not my area of
He
study.
seems to be some sort of flower knight. He can
He is
heal people.
Flower
He is a paladin, though of what I'm not sure.
Ah, strange. Zelina, you have found quite odd companions. As you know, this has been cleansed. I can't feel whatever corruption might have done this, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Can I hold on to this, if at least to have something to remember our colleague for? Possibly try and give him some sort of burial or atonement now that he is passed from us, so that his toil in the hereafter can be as minimal as possible for someone who had previously devoted their life to the Trinity?
Absolutely, please.
Thank you. Sets that down. It's like, well, yes, are you willing to get me that book?
I'm certainly willing to try.
That's more than I can ask for. I must caution you, I I almost don't want to get you involved in this any further than you are. Like, this is not either of your problems. This is for the church to handle, but if you're willing to help us with this, I would appreciate it.
I mean, to be fair, we both literally bled for this. I think it is in our best interest to, and she does look at Phelan for like sort of confirmation. I think it is in our best interest to help the church and the gods and figure out what is going on here. What do you say, Phelan?
I agree.
Well, then I wish you the best of luck. I will be here. I will wait up for a few more hours.
What time is it?
It's probably like at this point, like it's probably close to midnight. Like it's probably a bit after midnight. Between all this back and forth.
As we start heading back, I'm gonna look at Phelan and I'll be like, do you have any ideas? You seem to be lighter on your feet than I am. I'm more
Yes, I will be fine.
Do we have a plan? I don't think I've ever stolen anything in my life.
I absolutely have.
Is there anything you need from me? How can I be of assistance to you?
I'm not sure yet. Let's just get through this.
All right.
This shouldn't actually take that long. Did I see which direction Abel came from when he came back?
Yeah, it's on the second floor, but you saw him come from the stairs from the second floor. That's about it.
Okay. Hold on one moment.
You would know that it's not any of the rooms that you were led to for your quarters, so you probably know what half of the house it's on.
Got it. Okay. So, yeah, let's go sneaking.
Okay. So you're sneaking through the second floor of the house, then? You want to make me a stealth check?
Yes, I will also summon Arcane Eye to keep an eye out ahead of me and up. That way I need, like, anything down the... Whoa. Oh, no, you're moving us. Okay.
Yep,
We're
I thought I
going.
clicked the wrong button.
Boop. Just let me shift these around. Okay, and we're just... Phelan, you are the only one who is up here currently. So here you are in the sort of central area. There, the house is sort of built in a donut shape, and there's a balcony overlooking the garden. You can still see Galahadrin down partying with the servants and stuff. Most of the servants seem to be drawn away by Galahadrin's partying, which allows you to make your way fairly unnoticed through
I miss Anton.
the house. Yeah. And yeah, you make your way to sort of like a more grand, like, library area with like a study off to one side.
Yeah, let's check the study. Well, let's send the Arcane Eye to check the study.
Okay. Remind me, what does Arcane Eye do?
Arcane Eye. Mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision out to 30 feet. The eye can look in every direction. As an action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. There is no limit to how far away from you the eye can move, but it can't enter another plane of existence. A solid barrier blocks the eye's movement, but the eye can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter.
Okay, yeah, you're able to move the eye up. You find the room that is the study. I'm using your token, not the eye's, but
yeah, that's fine.
You find the study. You find a desk. The drawers are closed. So,
okay, no one's in there?
No one seems to be in there, no.
Perfect. Then I will put the eye here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will check out the room.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
That's int. Shouldn't be too tough. Then again.
Yeah, you still have a level of exhaustion from something. So.
Yeah.
You rifle through. You do not find a journal. You find that there is a locked drawer in the journal, or a locked drawer in the desk, but you do not find the journal that you were looking for specifically.
It is almost certainly in the locked drawer. Here's an interesting question. Can I make a key? I would have to be able to
You
see
can
what
make a key. The problem is making a key
the
that
right
fits
key.
the lock.
Well,
This isn't. You can't make a key blade.
yeah, I can't just fill the key with power
No.
or the keyhole with power and make a key.
No, that's not how
Um,
keys actually work. No.
We can try. I still have a fairly high dex. It's just dex. I'm not.
Do you have thieves' tools?
No, I have a knife.
You can make yourself lockpicks at the very least.
Oh yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
Duh. We'll just roll just a straight dexterity check.
Unless you have proficiency of thieves' tools.
There's no way I have proficiency with thieves' tools, right? That would be
It's
under
your
features or
character.
attributes.
That would be under proficiencies, tool proficiencies. So no, you have no tool
No,
proficiencies.
yeah. So just a straight dex check.
Yep. You open it, slide it open with ease. You put your power in there, and the picks just bend themselves in the ways that you need them to. Like they're perfect lock picks. You get it open, doesn't even make a sound, slides open.
It's going to fill me with a level of confidence in the future that will end up being my downfall.
Okay, so you look in the drawer. Go ahead and make another investigation check.
It's a drawer. How much can I miss?
You find as you unlock it before you go to investigate it, there is a little like poison dart trap that you stop just before triggering.
Thank God. Is there a way to just avoid that? I assume I have
since
not.
you noticed it, yeah, you can
Okay.
go through and just disable it. You realize that this drawer needed to be unlocked in a very specific way to not trigger the trap, and you just lucked into it.
Bitchin'.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it is in there.
You look through. You do not see the journal in that drawer. You see some stacks of letters. You see some small like pouches. And you see a sort of gold-plated weird thing. It looks almost like a crossbow, but it's smaller, and instead of like a bow, it's got like this cylindrical tube on it.
So a gun.
A gun, yes.
So a gun.
You don't know what that is.
I'm assuming, was that the only locked drawer?
Yes.
Then it is, or at least for me, it is not in this drawer.
After you do that, and you're like, it's not here, you look in some of the other drawers, and you find it in another drawer.
Oh. Fantastic.
Yeah. Your
Cool.
first investigation just sucked.
Okay, then yeah. I'm assuming the arcane eye still sees nothing.
Still sees nothing. Are you taking anything from the locked drawer?
No.
Okay.
Then we're out. Let's roll.
Are you trying to, like, close it and relock it and such?
No, I'm just going to close it.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, you take the journal and you head back out. Are you bringing it straight to the cathedral?
No, I'm just going to hand it to
Alina?
Yeah, I'll leave.
Alright, go ahead and make another stealth check for leaving.
Crap. I was hoping you wouldn't ask for that. Well.
Abel, as you're just kind of wandering off to the bathroom over a break from partying, you see Phelan coming out of your uncle's office.
How do I
Actually, make a perception check
how do I
first.
see that?
Yeah, make a
But
perception
I'm
check.
down in the courtyard. Like I'm not
Yep.
there.
And human, you can't
Yep.
see me in the dark.
Make a perception check.
Disadvantage because it's in the dark.
Okay, never mind. You don't. Yeah, you pass like ships in the night. All right. You get it. You get the book to Elena.
And I run my happy ass back.
Okay. So is it just Elena going to see the bishop?
Yes, she is
Okay.
free to go on her own.
All right. You get back to the bishop. She hasn't gone to bed yet. She is just like, oh, that was a lot faster than I expected.
He's good at what he does.
Apparently. That's not sure. I'll take that as a good thing for now. Do you have the journal?
I pull it out and I hand it over.
I will. Flips through it and is like, yes, this seems very much what you described in these. Yes, there it is again. The gods are a prison. I don't know what that means. I don't know why. This will help greatly in our investigation. Thank you very much, Aline. I will make sure that when word of this gets to the church proper, that I make it clear that you and your companions were not acting beyond your stations or anything. You were protecting the people of the town. Father Brooke had obviously been participating in some dark magics, and you did the right thing in putting him down. I will make sure that you do not get in trouble for this.
I appreciate it.
It's the least I can do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to head to bed. I am not going to ponder heresy with how tired I am tonight. Are you staying long?
I am here until they return from this.
So tell me,
Weapon.
where is? You said that Abel was going somewhere.
Yeah, he's his father or his uncle sent him to do some sort of weapons deal for the war.
Uh, I hate this advice. I really do. But I also do not want you and your friend to get in trouble for stealing this. If you can create an alibi for yourselves that you are leaving with Abel as soon as possible, that might be wise.
I understand, but I don't know if I
It's
can.
just a word of advice. I don't want to make you do something you're uncomfortable with. I know. What weapons could he possibly be getting that are worse than what they're already doing in this war? It's
I did
petty
not say.
squabble thing. Just ponder it, consider it. I don't want you to avoid trouble for killing a heretical father and then get in trouble for, having suspicions of stealing from a noble cast upon you. It's just from one fire into the other. Anyways, you're a grown woman. You can do what you wish. I trust your judgment. Come and see me if you need to talk about anything, dear. I'm always here for you. And please write my nephew. He's just been the worst since you've left. Just like a sad puppy, and it's terrible, and I hate it. And if you could just write him anything, he would appreciate it greatly.
I will send him a letter soon.
Thank you. Well, and with that, I will bid you good night.
Have a good night. And she heads back to the.
I'll be honest, bed sounds a smart plan.
Yeah.
So are there any other things that we want to do before we wrap up?
I think Abel is just flirting with Galahadron at the party.
Woo!
Worked up enough liquid courage. Tika's asleep though. So
Alright.
I think bed for real is probably good.
Alright, then we're good to call it for tonight.
Alright.
Woo!